Hello, so today we're going to learn how to make or do auto layouts for websites. And while there's no particular idea I came up with, I just went to my AI in Comet browser and I'm going to use this text to create an arrow section with auto layout. Nothing more but auto layout. So what do I do first of all? I'm going to copy my text, which is my H1 text. The largest text on the website is the H1. It's also the largest one because it's also the most important text for SEO purposes. So I'll press F on my computer, which opens up the desktop. Oh, sorry, this is not how I should do it actually. So I'm going to just write my text here. I'm trying to show us a different way of making it. But before I do that, I think I should just show us that this is the measurement for desktop computers. Most computers fall within this line, so you are meant to design with these measurements. Some people decide to do any of these ones, but most like to use this one. So what would I do is that I will take note of the measurement 1440 by 1024. So I'm going to write my text here. No, delete this. I'll write a text here, paste the text I copied, and let's say the size is most each one are between the size of 56 pixels and 72 pixels to 80 pixels. That's it. So I have my H1 here, right? The next thing is I have the paragraph text under. So I'm going to make this one, instead of regular, I'll make it bold. Then under, I'll just make this text under and just make it's always about 16 pixels. 16, then I'm going to truncate it like this. This one's going to be 2 lines, so I'm going to just make it 2 lines. And I will make this one centered. The next thing is we need buttons, right? A call to action button. So get started for free. I'm going to duplicate this one. We walk fast here. Then I'm going to close it. And auto layout is what I'm going to do next to this particular button instead of using the old method. The old method in 2020 was to use a rectangle, or 2019, 2018, when those days was really tough. You have to make everything yourself. But auto makes everything very, very easy to work with. So basically, I'm going to just press Shift plus A on my computer to wrap this thing in a rubber band. So let's call it a rubber band. So auto layout, aka rubber band. So I'm going to wrap it in a rubber band. Shift plus A, boom, I'll give it a rubber band. Why do I call it a rubber band? You will know very soon. So I would maybe add an arrow here and say arrow. And I will pull the arrow out and say, let's pick this arrow. Get started for free. So why is it rubber band? If you have a rubber band and you have some items in a rubber band, let's say you have it stacked like this. If you add another item into the rubber band, what happens? The rubber band expands to fit and to hold those things together. So basically that's what we're doing here. So I'll pull this one and drag it inside this, and then you see there's a blue bar that shows up here. So I could put it here, it stays there. You can't see the background yet, so I'm going to just fill it up with a color, maybe blue. So now this is auto layout. We can rename this as button. Sorry. I like to work in one document. So yeah. So it should say button. So I'll select this one and rename and make it white. So why is it rubber band? You can easily do this. You can't do this when you have, let's ungroup everything. And these are 2 separate elements now. These ones are a group in auto layout. And why is it auto layout? You can do like this. You can also come in between these 2. You can come here and pull from here, and you see it resizes. It's responsive to some extent. And also you can increase the gap between the 2, and the padding on top and the left and right also, respectively. The left and right side will change, and top and bottom will also change. So but these 2 are just separate individual elements. If I say I should group it, with Shift plus G, I don't know if it's Shift plus G, Command plus G. Now it's already, no, this is not auto layout. I shouldn't do this. This is a group. As you can see, it's not very responsive. It's actually kind of still responsive. I don't know what's happened over the last few years. This is actually quite responsive than I expected. But you can see it's just skewed in a way that's not very, very great. But that's just grouping. It's not, you see this, it's not very responsive. So auto layouts are better. And we're making a website actually. And we've started with all of these. So what next do? I need all of this one to be very, very spaced. The spacing beside this two is too small, so I increase it to 8. No, not 48. Let's do 16 or 12. Then corner radius here will be 4. Then next thing I would group all these two together, holding shift on my computer, shift while selecting these two. I would do shift plus A to select these two together. So now these two are a group. And then I can manage the spacing here and say 16. Then I'm going to add this button under and also hold it, shift plus A to shift to hold both items together, like you're trying to hold two people's hand, without, releasing their hands, sort of. So next thing I'll do again is I'll do shift plus A again to select all these three. Fantastic. Now what people usually, what we could do next, or we will do in the past, is that we would go to frame and pick desktop and then put all of these things inside. Let's change this to black first of all and say, oh, okay, no, I did the wrong thing. So I would make this text selected black. So what we'll do in the past is that we just bring it in and we just do like this, right? But not anymore. So now this is an auto layout, so we can rename it and say container. It's like a large rubber band, but it's a container that contains all of these elements. Next thing again, we're going to put an auto layout. The auto layout will be this shape, would become this big thing. So we'll say shift plus A again to wrap it again in another container. Then now we'll look at the length of the width of this. We'll say 1440. We'll select this and say 1440. Then the height is what? 1024. Height is 1024. So now we've created this. We can then put a wrap around it. Basically the same thing, but this one is different from this one in terms of behavior. So we'll come next here, select this, and then bring it to the middle here. Then next thing we can change this again and make it 2 lines. So we have our button and our text, and supercharge this. Then we go to Lumi because I still use the free version of Lumi, and then we can give it the right stuff. So I think I want to create my navbar menu. So I'd like to create a navbar menu. This is Comet browser, so it's as AI inbuilt. So while Lumi is loading and I'm trying to fix the navbar, I know what to be on the navbar already. Pricing, for example. Pricing will be on the navbar. Zoom in. Going to just auto layout it also. Shift plus A. Select the text and use a very light shade of this. I don't know why this is making me choose colors twice. So actually there shouldn't be any stroke on it because of the style. I mean, there can be stroke on what you want to do. So before I bring it into here, I'm just going to make all my menu and say, okay, why is comment taking so long? You know what, let's leave comment for now and say pricing. We know there's always a contact or case study, sign up, try demo button. So I'll group this together. I'll say sign up, try demo. So these are 2 buttons we can have, and just make it here. This one would be sign up plus try demo. Then we need a logo, so I could also say echo. This is just a random name. 24. This will be the logo. Maybe the logo will be a star, so I'm going to just find a star shape here and just draw it here. Echo and stars are not the same anyway, so I'm just going to just do this and just say echo for logo, and I'm going to change the color to black. So we have pricing case study. I don't know what next should be here, but this is not working for me. Why is comment? It's still a new browser anyways. So we would say contact. Anyways, so I'm going to just group all this together. Logo plus this. You can see that we have 3 different groups now. Group 1, group 2, group 3. I'm going to select all of them and group them together. What's the width of this pin? Because it's going around here, right? Well, it doesn't matter for now. We just drag it in here. You see that because an auto layout, so it also tries to span. Then we could say this should be we could come under here and say 800, no, 400. This one can also just come to the top and just say 40. Okay, this is not the best practice to do. This is not the best way to do this. So we could have like 32 top and bottom for this one. This one too should not. Let's just put it back to 0 here. Okay, for now, let's just fix and put an image on the background. Usually, I like to create custom elements under. Okay, so what did they do? Automate tasks, organize your project, what matters the most. So it's a task management software. Should it be a modern one? We're going to find out. The image we find is going to determine a lot of things. So this image is not great. My internet is bad, so it's taking forever to make anything meaningful. Yeah. Okay, I didn't get any navigation from Comet. I just have to keep looking for an image. I don't know if 3D would work, but since it's AI related, let's see what 3D would offer us. I am looking for what to do to fix this one. This is auto. No, not auto. It should be 400. Let's see what 400 does. Okay, 400 fixes it. I just did this. I just did the spacing between these two, and it gave me. So I used 400. Yeah. Okay, so we've solved what it should look like, but 3D is not working for Lumi. My internet must be really bad, so I'm going to just come here again. So this is very important sometimes because of responsiveness. I mean, it can be fixed. The rest of this can be fixed also by putting the max width on all of this. So minimum width would mean I was going to relax. You can add the maximum width, which is that the max is ever going to be, could be what we already have here, 1440. Then the minimum we have could be for mobile phones. So you add the minimum width and say, let's say 400. So on mobile phone, it's going to be on this size. You could try it now and see what we get. So they're going to go smaller than this, than 400 actually. But anyways, I would try and fix this image first of all. 3D is not opening up. This won't be bad, but it's just not working. This lady won't be bad to work on it. So let's try and use this lady and do it in this way. There are 2 ways. You could draw a frame here first of all. Let's span it fully and let's put our inside. Okay, this is 3D for now. Okay, we're back here. So where's the lady? Okay, she's in the frame already. So we have our ear. I think the wrong choice of image anyways to use R. So anyways, we're going to just make it smaller with K. K is the scale. I'll drag it into here, into this design. Okay, so something is wrong. So I'll select this together. The image is inside. Select this together. Then I'm going to change the direction of the layout, like rubber band. As I've said before, you can make a rubber band up and down or sideways. We do this, and this happens, and then we come here and we make it let's do 0 for now for gap. There's a reason for that. We're going to fix it. So the gap between these two now is 400 also. We can do 0. Then for now we can then now say 100 top and bottom. Then now we come here into this particular frame and we put it to the middle. Now we would like the image to be on the left hand side, on the right hand side, and this should be here. There's still a problem here. You can't have text like this. It's not bad, but for the sake of readability, it's best to have it everything starting from the left. So there's still another problem here now, is that the text is, there's no breathing space here. So we're going to just adjust it left and right padding by, let's say 80. And then we have this, and we have this like this. So we do 24 here, top and bottom. And somehow we have our design. We do 0. This is one way to do the design anyways. I'm glad, oh, we didn't duplicate it. I thought I duplicated it. So still looking for something great to use for a picture. Well, in the meantime, this is what we have already, and this works, you know. You could have this one and style it a little bit further and say, you know what, we want 16 here, we want 16 here, top and bottom, and then we want 8 round. Then we fill it up the color, and we could have something like this, or we could just make everything fill the container. You can see the arrows showing up, right? There's some arrows showing up, and then we can also close it and say, you know what, on the top we don't want anything. So this is how to use auto layout to make a website without using your normal frames. So we can do 72 here, but let's do 60, and we can make it, you know, thin, regular, make it blue or dark. We could also change the font we want. This is one of my favorite fonts to use. We call it Alt. Then what would I do next? I will fix the height by saying maybe 72. This one also, I need to change it can be medium, regular is better. Also, it's a bit tight, so I increase it here by saying 24. So we already have our design, you know. We could duplicate again if we want and make everything what? Blue. Then we start to adjust this one also, and we say this one should go to white. You can say 80 and fix it like this. So this is how it should work. So that if we want this to touch the edge, we just have to remove this one here, and then we still have our design ready. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it, you can come back here again and say, you know what, this one, we want the text to be on top and the image under. So just have to change direction again and say, you know what, this one, I want it to be in the center, middle, and make it black. 24. Then I can remove it back. Select the main theme. The gap on top is 100, so I'll go back to 400 and after the middle again. Then I can start to make widgets, small widgets to put inside here. Make this 2 line instead. It's too tight, so we increase the line height by what? 88 to 88 or 90, you know. So it's breathing a bit, and then we can start to add things under to make it more responsive. So this will be the first part of the auto layout series. Thank you very much. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.